Alright, everybody. Final Fantasy XIV going strong. We got Restrainment Node giving us the story quest for Vengeance. We are in Azazla on the flagship at this current time. And I believe we have just, in the last video, which was yesterday, my memory is not great apparently, we convinced the Restrainment Node that I am royalty, named Mercy Valkyr, which is my character's name, and it wants to help us remove the restraints from Tiamat. So, let's see what happens. Crazy times. Bloop, guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Mount up, Jazz Wolf. Welcome to Jazz Wolf. Oh, is there a dungeon I got to do? Nope, it's not in here. Okay, wait. Nope, it's not in there. Okay. It's not too far from there, though. Well, actually, I guess it is. It's not above here, so is it down here? No. Okay, gotta find. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Cool. Flagship terminal. Inside one of the alcoves, I guess. Buffalo Calf, I'm gonna keep you around. You don't do much, but it's cool. We have a cutscene talking to this terminal. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Blip, bloop. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. Wow. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Bloop. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. Sorry, Estinian's voice still escapes me. I would say so, yes, it does. However, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. I think that's better for Estinian. But before we go any further, there's something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? My options are enemy or no, I want to understand him. Or I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Or, certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. Enemy or no, I want to understand him. But did he not tell you that he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I say we oblige him. And Estinian nods. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? For viewing the world thus? He shakes his head no. Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. The fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness, to be exploited. And there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. I think it's a nod from me. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Alright. Cash supplement award letter. What the fuck? Alright, whatever. Gotta figure out what that is. I'm pretty sure I am close to having everything in order to start my welding school in a month and 10 days from now. But it is annoyingly complicated. And I don't think it needs to be. But whatever. I have the thermostat in this house set to 74, which is, I wish it was lower, but I have an older landlord slash roommate, housemate that I think because of his age is more akin to having it warmer temperatures, and so I haven't dared try to make it less than 74 with the idea that he would just reject it entirely. Even, yeah, but whatever. Alright, we're back to Tiamat. Can I get a shot of... Yeah, there we go. Tiamat et al. There we go. Just in case I want to use that as the cover art for this video. And Alice with her Porksy. Cutscene. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. I nod and explain. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leaned strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely, that Tiamat shows no sign of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints, ethereal dampers. It's an interesting few words there. Estinian puts a hand to his ear and does just that. I'm counting on you, Angelo, she says to the Porksy, and thrusts her palm toward it, and the Porksy gains energy from Alice, glowing kind of like a fiery blue. Ah, such warmth! The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten? Of war with the men of Alag? Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Mercy, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. I nod to him. Tell me of Bahamut and the Asians, or tell me of your war with the men of Alag. Tell me of Bahamut and the Asians. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved, would that the peace we found in Merlicidia could have lasted for an eternity. But alas, It was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Aleg first came unto Merlicidia, unto our home. Flash white of a back. No, sorry. A memory. I use different words for it, and I can't remember what the words are right now. A flashback, there we go. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Merlicidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. White flash. More flashback memory stuff. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. We see some wyverns flying around the head of Tiamat in this flashback. Flash white. We're back to present. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlian scholar Rarusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Alice nods. Again, Angelo. And she thrusts a hand and to Angelo. He glows again. Fiery blue. White screen. Flashback, I believe. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to this strife, until, one day, they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. White flash. Present day. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Aleg slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. Alice is panting heavily, one knee down, one hand. Yeah. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. She had stood for a minute there, but hands on knees right now, panting. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Estinian walks off. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over... Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Says Graha. She nods. Cutscene goes dark for a second. And we're back. Give a little second here to take a drink. And then talk to Alice to continue. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. And I believe I speak for the both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here we go. Here I go, sorry. Cutscene goes black. Or we're back to a cutscene via a black screen. Proxy flies up and up, but stops at basically like the heart level of where Tiamat is bound. Alice once more shoots a beam of her energy or ether into the Proxy, and it glows with that fiery blue light again, and then throws a white light beam toward Tiamat. And Alice is panting super heavily now.
Ugh, no! I'm almost there!
And from within her seems to... Oh, we are giving her ether. Blue beams of, like, kind of fiery light come from both of us. Graha and myself. And she is up, no longer panting, no longer spent, glowing.
This is it, Angelo!
Blue fire. She thrusts her hand to Angelo. A beam of blue fiery light coursing through Angelo. Fiery once more. He raises up, up more to above the dragon's head, and basically like one big burst of light, and everything is sparkling down on Yes! I feel it! The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Estinian, on high, nods, talks into his ear to tell Alphino to do just that. Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in a like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
We'll stand by you. We'll stand by you. Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
I was going to say, Estinian seems to be done, yeah. Okay. Nods all around. It's go time, baby.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Her eyes didn't change color. But all of the bindings and spikes and circles and rings glow a brilliant, like, golden light. And then a lot of light flashes from Tiamat, blinding us. We're all covering our eyes. And before us is Tiamat. In normal dragon stance now. Front legs down, back legs down, roars to us, at us. Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise. And she flaps one big flap and flies into the air, continues flapping.
By the gods!
By the gods, she says. And we see Tiamat in the air, flapping to maintain her elevation. On a roiling sky of green and kind of orangish and brownish.
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way.
Oh, okay. His face darkened a little bit, so I was wondering, okay.
It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Oh, yeah.
He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphano? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
And he leaps. And Tiamat follows the direction of his leap and lands on her back. Rides her into the roiling, cloudy, greenish, whatever sky. Cutscene over. Speaking to Graha to end this quest. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estanian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser if to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. LSA nods in agreement. Determination, crit, spell speed, piety, tenacity. I go with tenacity for my food choices. To tank as good as I can. There will be a link in the description of this video that will send you to my Google Doc PowerPoint where every slide is an item on Amazon that I recommend because I use them. I do not recommend anything that I don't actually use. And even some of the things that I've purchased from Amazon that I am not happy with, I don't recommend them. Why would I? That's stupid. Truth in advertising, in my opinion. If you purchase any of those items with the link from that particular slide, I will get a small cut. I'll see you next time.